A rapper more popular for snitching than rapping and having more feuds than awards, Tekashi 6ix9ine is an artist whose arrest and prison sentence sparked outrage from other rappers and the public in general. He's also gotten the public's attention with his multicolor hairstyle and tattoos all over his body, including the 6ix9ine tattoo on his face. You might be wondering about what went down while he was behind bars. Well, we're going to give you all the details. Keep watching to find out more. Life history of Tekashi 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's real name is Daniel Hernandez. His father, also named Daniel Hernandez, is a Puerto Rican from Rio Piedras. And his mother, Natividad Perez Hernandez, is a Mexican from Atlixco, Puebla. Tekashi was born in 1996 in the Bushwick section of Brooklyn, New York. After being abandoned by his father, his mother remarried, and he was raised by her and his stepfather. Later, when Tekashi was 13 years old, his stepfather was killed just blocks away from their home. The incident forced him to start helping to support his family. Taking up such responsibility had an adverse effect on his mental health and stability, coupled with losing his father figure. He dropped out of school in the 10th grade, juggling several jobs from restaurants to local delis to help his mom with rent and food. To help make ends meet, Tekashi and his brother started selling weed. After going into music and building a career, his net worth is now $4 million. 6ix9ine is known for his social media feuds and posting live streams of himself in bed with his rivals' girlfriends. His popularity increased when he was arrested by law enforcement after he baited them with images of guns and money. His testimony against gang members he once ran with earned him names like Snitch 9 and Rat during his trial. Tekashi's music career. 6ix9ine started releasing aggressive rap and rock rap songs in 2014. The videos usually incorporated animation, which caught the interest of the public. Later in 2017, he released his debut single Gummo, which took him to the top and brought him more problems than he could imagine. Part of what made the Gummo video go viral was the appearance of members of the 9 Trey Gangsters. Them showing up in the video was said to have added credibility to its lyrics about robbing, shooting, and passing hoes around for sex. Gummo went platinum, and he released his debut mixtape, Day 6ix9ine, which was released on February 23, 2018. The mixtape peaked at number 20 in the UK and number 4 on the Billboard 200. He released hits like Fifi, BB, Stupid, Tati, Billy, Trolls, and others. Trolls is his highest ranked hit to date, reaching number 1 in the US. His album Tattletales, released on September 4, 2020 after he was released from prison, was a reference to his snitching at court against members of the 9 Trey Gangsters. Tekashi has been called a fraud, fake, snitch, and every other name in the book by rappers that didn't exactly agree with his choice to rat out his former gang. Besides Trolls, the album features songs like Uba, Punani, and Yaya. Nicki Minaj, Lil AK, Akon, and Left Side all make appearances on the album. A video was shot for the song Tutu, which featured Black China in a theme park with flamethrowers. A video was also shot for Trolls, which smashed the 1 million mark on YouTube in 24 hours and featured a visibly pregnant Nicki Minaj. Keep watching to find out the crazy and sick things Tekashi 6ix9ine did to a 13-year-old girl. The criminal charges of Tekashi 6ix9ine. His first arrest occurred when he was a minor. He was caught trying to trade off a bundle of heroin. The judge sentenced him to 5 days of community service. In 2018, Tekashi was arrested and faced more than 47 years in prison. His lawyer, Lance Lazaro, struck a plea deal for a reduced sentence in exchange for testimony against 9 Trey members Al-Jamiah Nuke Mack and Anthony Harv Ellison. The plea deal meant Tekashi would serve only 2 years in prison instead of 47. In 2015, Tekashi pleaded guilty to using a child in a sexual performance. After giving the 13-year-old victim drugs and alcohol, he filmed himself and a friend performing sexual acts with her, then posted the videos. He was arrested and sentenced to 4 years probation. The sentence was later changed to hard time after his connection to the 9 Trey gang and his involvement in drug trafficking. Tekashi 6ix9ine has been reported for a series of domestic violence crimes. His last victim was his ex-girlfriend and mother of his child, Sarah Molina, who said he beat her and caused her pain and suffering. His memorandum states that he was involved in domestic violence from 2011 to 2018, which he admitted to. Molina also alleged that he would boast about his sex addiction, impregnating several women, and contracting STIs. All to know about Tekashi's arrest. 6ix9ine pleaded guilty to numerous federal charges and his involvement with a gang. U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman spoke on the effect of several crimes committed by 6ix9ine and the 9 Treys. As alleged in the indictment, this gang, which included platinum-selling rap artist Tekashi 6ix9ine, wreaked havoc on New York City, engaging in brazen acts of violence. Showing reckless indifference to other safety, members of the gang were allegedly involved in robberies and shootings, including a shooting inside the crowded Barclays Center. Thanks to the extraordinary work of HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and the NYPD, the defendants will now face justice in federal court. Angel Melendez, the HSI special agent in charge, stated that members of 9 Trey, notorious for wielding firearms and pushing highly addictive drugs onto New York City streets, allegedly showed an unprecedented level of violence this year, and for that, they are now facing multiple charges, including an incident in which an innocent bystander was shot. This criminal enterprise has no business in our city, and we will continue to work with our partners to ensure that 9 Trey crew members, including the more well-known Tekashi 6ix9ine, are in a place where they cannot inflict further violence on our communities. 6ix9ine's lawyer, Lance Lazaro, defended his client, saying he was innocent of all charges brought against him, and portraying a gangster image to sell his music does not make him a member of a gang or involved in their activities. But all his charges added up to a mandatory minimum of 47 years in prison if convicted, and that got his lawyer to make a plea deal, as long as he was ready to cooperate so he could get a lesser sentence. Even though he was praised by prosecutors for testifying on the inner workings of the 9 Treys and naming names, many fans of hip-hop and other rappers consider him a snitch and a rat. In his cooperation with the prosecutors of the Southern District of New York, his attorney pleaded for leniency in his sentence. Although the final call was up to the judge, the prosecutors put in a good word for Tekashi for helping build up cases against other members of the 9 Trey gang. His testimony did serve him well, as he was given an even shorter sentence. When he expressed fear of contracting coronavirus in prison, he was allowed to serve his remaining sentence under house arrest. His criminal history and relationship with the 9 Trey blood gang were included in the sentencing memorandum, but also stated reasons Tekashi should be given a second chance at life. It emphasized his tragic family life, joining the gang to promote his lifestyle, and risking his life and his family's safety by testifying against the gang in open court. The memo stated that 9 Trey is one of the most violent sets of the United Bloods nation, claiming members throughout the country. Other gang members and those in the rap industry have criticized him for cooperating, and have openly questioned whether the defendant's safety could ever be guaranteed. The defendant's cooperation could not have been timelier. Without his cooperation, the government would not have been able to build a case against other defendants. The defendant's timely assistance allowed the government to prepare for trial and pursue dispositions, ultimately resulting in convictions for all defendants. His life behind bars. Tekashi seemed to have had a hard time in prison and out of prison as he struggled with accepting the choices he made. He didn't even serve his full 2 years. He got released from prison due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and since then, 6ix9ine has been living his life. He continued his career, releasing new music videos. In an interview with Fox 5 New York, Tekashi opened up on life behind bars and revealed that he thought about suicide. The choice between telling on his gang or spending 47 years behind bars was weighing on him, and he wanted it to end. He said, "The pressure is so strong. Mentally, I think people would have attempted suicide. At a point in jail, I thought about it. It's so much stress, so much pressure because you're seeing yourself on the news every day. This, that, and the third. When is this going to come to an end?" 6ix9ine said he had to be checked into a hospital after suffering severe respiratory issues while in prison, which was how he got to serve out the rest of his sentence at home. With the asthma and the coronavirus, I caught bronchitis once and 2 asthma attacks in prison. When I caught bronchitis, they sent me to the hospital, and the doctor said, "What's going on in that jail? Why is it so cold in that jail?" I remember I'm handcuffed to the bed. Tekashi 6ix9ine's release. 6ix9ine was released in April 2020 and was granted permission to spend the remaining 4 months of his prison sentence under house arrest. After his release, he went on several live streams, declaring himself the most popular artist in the world and claimed to not be a snitch, explaining that his family was threatened and he testified to protect them. "I appreciate every little thing, and I did nothing wrong. Yes, I didn't need all that beef. I'm the biggest artist in the fucking world." Later, it was reported that he was rushed to the hospital, where he spent 2 days after overdosing on caffeine and weight loss pills. He had taken 2 doses of Hydroxycut instead of 1 with a McDonald's coffee, causing his heart rate to be affected. Though there was speculation that he was actually on more illicit drugs, he's denied taking them. Share what you think about Tekashi's life behind bars in the comments section below. Also, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch more updates of your favorite rappers and the lives you never knew they had.